Everybody, this is MayorHawk, and today in our HawkVlog, I'm just going to talk to you guys about Thor Ragnarok. So, no spoilers. We're going to do this reaction video, no spoilers. So, I saw Thor Ragnarok last night, and it was good. It was really good. It was a really fun movie. It had a good amount of comedy, good amount of humor, and a lot of action, a serious undertone to it at times. And it was just really fun. By far, in my opinion, the best Thor movie in the MCU to date, and it was great. We got a lot of story about the Hulk, which was awesome because we're not going to get standalone Hulk movies, so his stories are going to be told when he's partnered up with other heroes. So we got a good Hulk storyline in there that fit. Like it didn't feel like it didn't belong. It really fit in, and the scenes with Thor and Hulk and Thor and Banner are just good. They're flat out good. Good twists in it. Yeah, of course, a lot of this movie was spoiled ahead of time, but I'm going to try to honor you guys who were able to stay clean slate and are maybe waiting to see it. It is worth seeing. You definitely have to see it. There's just so many amazing moments. Really, in my opinion, and this is just purely an opinion, this is how I wish the comic books would go for telling a Thor story. Not a spoiler, because anything that's in a trailer is not a spoiler. So it's not a spoiler, and it's not a new thing for us to know that his hammer gets destroyed in this movie. And so obviously that's going to have an effect on Thor. I'm not giving any spoilers because we know that that's going to have an effect on Thor. And how that's handled in the movie is amazing. And I want the comics, because right now in the comics we have unworthy Thor. We have the Odin son. He's no longer going by Thor because Jane Foster, spoilers, Jane Foster picked up the hammer and she is now Thor. It's not really spoilers because we already had that issue, but maybe you haven't read it. And she is now Thor. And so he is the Odin son. He is the unworthy Thor. And how the movie handled hammerless Thor is how Thor, Odin's son, should be in the comics. Like he's compelling. You are interested in him. You're invested in him as a character. He has great storylines going. Him overcoming that is a great plot to the movie, and it is good. It is just flat out good. I was very happy with the movie as a fan of Thor, both in the cinematic universe and in the comic books. I was very pleased. When I say fan in the comic books, I haven't read every single issue of Thor. I skipped a few. Thor, honestly, that went through a stage where I was annoyed with him. They made him interesting good again, and then they took away his hammer. And so there's a lot of cool stuff going on with Thor. But this movie, I think, if you wanted to count in comic books and movie Thor stories, I honestly think this one would get put up there a way just because of the underlining story of it, him overcoming so much. Ragnarok itself is great. We have Ragnarok in the comics, and it was very different. Like I said in the previous HawkVlog, oftentimes comic book movies and comic books that share a title. So Thor Ragnarok, the movie, and Thor Ragnarok, the comic book, very different stories. If you read the comic book, you do not know the movie. If you watch the movie, you do not know the comic book. Very different in what happens, who's involved, why it happens, and just the overall plot. It's in the comic books, Odin is always different than in the movies. Is how he's been portrayed the entire time is different. I almost gave away a spoiler, but I didn't. So Odin is very different in the comic books than he is in the movies. Thor himself as a character, how he behaves, how he carries himself, is different. Yes, they are God of Thunder in both versions, and he's big guy, hammer, spins it, flies, throws it at things in both versions, but their personalities are different. The cinematic universe Thor is a little bit more laid back. He's having a good time and gets serious when he needs to. The comic book version of the Odin son Thor, especially right now with Unworthy Thor, he is a very serious dude. And probably more akin to the Thor we got in probably the Dark World. I know that's not the most popular Thor movie for many reasons, but how he behaved is probably closer to the comic books, but I think the more laid back Thor just fits the cinematic universe, and it was great. You have to see this movie. As far as how it ties into the cinematic universe, obviously it takes place post Age of Ultron. I feel like watching it as a standalone movie, that means without seeing, if you haven't seen anything since the original Avengers, there's going to be some stuff that you might have questions about. So it definitely helps to have seen Age of Ultron, to have seen, you don't have to have seen Thor the Dark World, but it helps. Some of the events of that are referenced. You definitely don't have to see the original Thor, you just have to have an understanding of who Thor is as a character. And it helps to see, I don't want to give away spoilers for those who didn't see them, it does help to see some other more recent MCU movies, wink wink. And Civil War is not one of them. You obviously, those two are absent from Civil War, so you don't have to have seen Captain America Civil War to understand this one. It was good, guys. Please go see it. Surtur, how he was represented, I liked it. I'm going to be interested to see how other comic book fans, what they have to say about that. Said that without spoilers. Hela herself portrayed very well. And that's all I'm going to say about that to avoid spoilers. So this is spoiler free, so it is handicapping me on what I can say to you guys, because I want to talk about things. I want to talk about specifics. I smacked myself in the face there. I want to talk about specifics. I want to go into what happened scene by scene, the jokes that were told, because they were hilarious. But I want you guys to see it. I don't want you to hear them from me, because I'm not going to deliver it as good as the movie. So go buy your ticket and see the movie and watch it 20 times, because it deserves it. And I am hyped. Like, MCU has a formula that works, but this is not a cookie cutout. It was very much set apart from the previous Thor movies, and its toning was different. Its pacing was better. Its jokes were better, and more often the action is as good as it's always been in the MCU. We've had, obviously, if you've seen in spoilers, we had a Hulk versus Thor fight, which is always fun. Those are always good. Our last one was, I believe, in the Avengers movie. So our first Thor versus Hulk in several years, and in my opinion, this beat their first fight. It was a much better fight, in my opinion, and it was very fun. It was a fun experience watching that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like these reaction videos, let me know in the comments down below or on Twitter at HawkVlog, and I'll know to keep bringing these to you guys. Be looking out in the future. I'm going to try to do a what to expect out of the Justice League movie and a reaction to it, no spoilers as well. And so be looking out for that. I'm going to get on that. And then we're going to have more Paladins for you guys this week. And I'll bring back some gigantic gameplay. I know you guys have been missing that. And we are still working on Smite. I am truly just, I don't know what it is. I've had a couple good games, and one that I really wish I would have recorded, because it's probably my best game yet. But I wasn't recording it because I was just practicing. So, yeah. Anyway, this is MayorHawk. See if I can pronounce my own name, MayorHawk. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace!